This tube of thermal paste has been sitting in a drawer for over 7 years. And if thermal paste truly expires, then I shouldn't be putting this anywhere near a modern CPU. So that's exactly what I did. And after testing it against brand new and latest revision of thermal paste, I think we need to talk about one of the dumbest rules in PC maintenance. Because age, it turns out, isn't actually the important part. So welcome back at PSUs, and let's actually explore shelf life for thermal paste. Now, something most people don't know is that manufacturers actually guarantee their tubes, if they're brand new, for quite a long time. Arctic themselves, as you can see on the packaging of this old MX-4 thermal paste tube, says it's going to be good for 8 years. So here we are right off the edge of the 8 years time period, testing it out. And I'm also putting it against some brand new MX-6, which has also been sitting there for quite a few years, and some MX-7, which I just got, fully brand new. I'm keeping this comparison in brand because, of course, if we also start to change the brand and go test out different products, things are going to change. But a few pieces of data which are interesting are that also a thermal paste, after being open, is guaranteed for quite a while. For example, Noctua, for their NTH1 and NTH2, says you can use their paste for up to 2 years even after opening it. And Thermal Grizzly says you can do that for up to 3 years after opening the tube. And that's very good. Now, as a PC builder, I build PCs for a living. I accumulate tons of those old thermal paste tubes simply because I do not consume enough paste. Even though I do laptop repastes and everything, almost every time I get a brand new CPU water cooler or air cooler, they also give me an extra tube. Then I get tubes sent in from manufacturers for review, and I just end up having literally drawers full of those. And up until a few years back, when I found a very old one, I would maybe use it on an older laptop or on a less critical application compared to using it on a brand new high-end computer, even though maybe it was some high-end thermal paste. And that, it turns out, was a mistake. And that's why today, in this week, I decided to really explore thermal paste and how it ages. Now, I say we get a few of our results out of the way before we actually discuss this through. Now, what I did is on this older platform, I went ahead and applied all 4 thermal paste. Now, as you can see, first off, during the application, you can see that they look exactly brand new. I still have the review for all 3 of these thermal paste. That's why I'm also using those from back in the day. You'll find them on the channel. And the viscosity, the way it looks, is exactly the same as when it was brand new. There's no separation, there's no oil separating, which I've had happen with some cheaper Chinese thermal paste. And when spreading it, it also looked just as good. And if you also see one after the other, MX-4, MX-6, MX-7, you will see that the MX-4 actually looks just as fresh as the MX-7. To the eye, I would say it actually looks fresher because the MX-7 is a little bit denser. But what's really surprising are the actual results in benchmarking. So keep in mind, we're not using the most power-hungry CPU here, okay? But we maxed it out on a stock cooler, so it's pretty thermally bound. And we found that the max difference between MX-4, 7 years old, and brand new MX-7 is just 1 degree in this application. Now, of course, like every piece of data, we need to properly contextualize and analyze this. If you're using a 16-core Ryzen 9 and you're overclocking it, the spread is going to widen, obviously. And for that, we have different videos, different reviews. We don't really care about how the various pastes differ between one another in high-end applications. But what we care about is how they age. And here's another chart. And in this chart, I tested, which is also the reason why I'm using this setup, because this setup I used back in the day when the paste was new. So brand new MX-4 versus 7-year-old one. We got a new tube of MX-4, and the difference was less than half a degree. And that could very well be just variance between the application, between the RAM, easily. So there's zero difference between when the paste was brand new and today, after sitting for 7 years in a drawer. Now, why doesn't it go bad? That's the real question. And it has a pretty interesting answer. Well, it turns out thermal paste aging mechanisms mostly depend on heat, pressure, and just thermal cycling. So there are mostly 2 kinds of way thermal paste can age, and that's dry out or pump out. And the first one basically is separation between the filler in the paste and it has to do with heat pretty much. The paste is gonna just degrade and be less effective over time due to the actual chemical properties. Second one, pump out, is the one we found the most in high-end GPUs or stuff with very high TDP. And that's basically where all the cycles are gonna slowly spread the paste and send it out of where we actually need it. So out of the CPU, out of the die on the actual GPU. It's just gonna go to the edges of your CPU, and that's why when you open the cooler, you will find it on the edges. It doesn't mean you put too much. It's just that over time, it's cycling through, the paste eventually went out, away from the heat. Now, the key part here is that a sealed syringe in a drawer isn't experiencing any of that. There's no heat, there's no thermal cycling, there's no pressure from a cooler. It's just sitting there. So especially if it's sealed and we don't even have air interfering with it, it's pretty obvious that it's gonna stay the same if it's a good product. And this kind of goes to show how much tech is going into modern thermal paste nowadays. For example, Igor's lab tested a 20-year-old Arctic thermal paste and found that it was still acceptable, which is crazy. 20-year-old is old. Now, this, I think, allows us to also talk for a minute about maintenance and what you should do with the paste inside your computer. Now, obviously, if it's paste on a GPU and you're running your PC, it's gonna experience pump out, it's gonna wear out over time. However, for a PC that doesn't really run under load too much and isn't really experiencing all those heat cycles, very often people change the thermal paste too soon. And that's why it's also difficult to put an actual timer on maintenance. Very often you should just look at temperature. When your temperature gets worse, that's when you should replace your paste. Now, of course, that means you have to check sometimes, but since it really just ages slowly, even inside computers, I find, especially on gaming computers, people change their paste too often, whereas on their laptops or where the paste is on the die directly, or again on GPUs, people change their paste too sporadically. Now, what I can draw from this is that, listen, a tube of thermal paste is not expensive, so buying a new one definitely won't bankrupt you. However, I think it may happen to you to have a tube of thermal paste sitting there and you need to do a repaste, maybe on a laptop, and you're probably thinking, that paste is old, I cannot use this, and you throw it away and buy a new one. Or even for your own gaming computer, maybe you're like, okay, it's a $3,000 computer, I don't want to use a 3-year-old thermal paste on it. But it turns out, if you throw it away, you're literally wasting money and thermal paste. So you can't just use it. And that's what you can take away from this video, and that's what I'm going to be doing from now on after this testing. Now, of course, when you actually apply the paste, give it a look. If it's separated and it looks all oily, it probably went bad. But 99% chance it won't go bad and you will be able to use it just as fine as when it was brand new. So with that said, I also want to hear what you guys think. I know a lot of you guys watching this channel have been in the industry for a long time, longer than me. So please, if you have any kind of different opinion, let me know. But also drop a comment if you agree with me so people can see that this is actually the way to go and we can avoid some waste and save some money. As usual, if you like the video, drop a like and subscribe. You can also now become able to support the channel. Thanks a lot for watching and see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.